Hey there, everyone. This is Tony Nicole welcoming you to the red carpet. I put together this really cute little tiny doll size miniature banana split, and I wanted to share my process with you, and I would love to hear what you guys think about it. So, before I get into it, I'm going to ask that you please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you so very much. So, I'm scrolling some of the materials that we'll need. We'll need a lot of stuff. We'll need glue. We'll definitely need hot glue, paint, of course, puff paint, which is always fun, and a lot of other supplies. So I'm scrolling it through for you, and you could just follow along, and I hope you enjoy. So for our banana split, of course, we're going to need bananas. Now, a few years ago, I got this. I don't remember when. I think it was online somewhere. But we're going to do a scale test. Use our dial to test for scale. And that's a nice size. We don't want it too big or too small. So I'm just going to kind of use that on a scrap piece of paper to kind of draw out the shape and size of our banana. So I kind of traced it a few times, and it measures out to about 2.5 centimeters. So we're using our silicone paper to lay across our outline, and we'll carefully use hot glue to create our banana shapes. I actually use different techniques. I tried to start from the center and then go out on each end, but to me I got a better shape when I just went from one side to the other, just pulled it all the way across. So now we're going to make our ice cream scoops by using beads, very small size beads. And again, because everything's so little, I'll be using tweezers. So on our silicone paper, we're going to do a drop of hot glue and then press the bead inside. It's going to create a little shape for our ice cream scoop. And then I am going to close up the bead with a little bit of hot glue on the inside. Kind of smoothing it out with the back end of my tweezers. And of course, guys, you always have to be careful using hot glue. So here are our ice cream scoops, and we're going to let all of that cool down. And it doesn't take long, just a few minutes. So now it's time to paint. I am mixing up a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow, and just a tiny drop of brown. I want to create like this off-white eggshell maybe, I'm not sure, but we know that the inside of the banana has a small little tint to it. Just going to carefully cover our hot glue bananas with the paint. And here we are painting our ice cream scoops. We want to have pink, white, and brown for our strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate ice cream scoops. And we're going to allow that to dry. It's going to take a while. So what I want to do now is create the little glass bowl. And so I took this cap from deodorant. And it has a nice curved shape that I'm going for. And I want to see if the size is right. But before we do that, I am going to just take a colored pencil and draw a few lines in our banana. Just kind of give it a little bit more texture. Just lightly draw some lines in there. Make it look a little bit more realistic. So we have our bananas and our ice cream scoops, and I'm just doing a size test. We put everything in there, and it's a little too large. So what I'm going to do is try to trim this and see if we can get a better size shape for our bowl. So I'm just going to trim the perimeter off, and I also cut off the bottom piece as well. And so what I did from here is I cut a small strip of plastic. It's about half a centimeter, and I am going to attach it around the sides with a little clear tape. And I actually had to do this like multiple times. It really wasn't the easiest. Maybe I probably should have cut the tape so that it can go around the curve a little better. So I did this twice on both sides, and then I used small pieces of clear tape to attach the end. So when I closed up the ends, I got everything covered all the way around. And so I'm having balance issues. It won't stand straight. So to make it stand straight, I am just going to hot glue a rhinestone at the bottom. So now we have a nice glass bowl. So we're going to start adding the contents in, and I am using clear glue generously to cover the entire bottom. And then we're going to add our ice cream and our banana slices. And we're just going to make sure that everything touches the glue so it could all be secured inside. So we have our basic components. We have our ice cream, we have our bananas. So now it's time to add topping. So I am using puff paint to create like chocolate syrup. Puff paint is always the easiest and quickest way if you want to make like icing or anything like that. You can also use other colors as well. So to create our whipped cream topping, I just made a cone out of scrap paper, and I am covering it with yarn. In the past, I've used toilet paper and water to create the whipped cream topping for different food items for dolls, but I wanted to try to save up on drying time because that stuff takes a really long time to dry. So this was a little shortcut that I came up with. And it looks like this. So I'm gonna trim off that little extra piece once everything is dry. And you have your whipped cream topping. And yes, it did take a lot less drying time. So I'm using a piece of craft wire, and I just put a little bend in there, and I am sticking it through our yarn. And we're just going to make sure, that it goes all the way through the top. And then we are going to add a tiny drop of glue and a small red bead to create the cherry on top. Just gonna remove the extra hot glue, get that out of the way. And my autofocus is acting crazy. So here he is. We have our cherry on top of our whipped cream topping. So we glue it on to our banana split, and we paint a little bit. Then from here, I put a mixture of clear glue and Mod Podge together. And I am generously applying everything, sealing everything in place. I wanted to get a nice little shiny look. And I also wanted to kind of create like a gooey look. Just sealing everything together, locking everything in place, and giving everything a nice shine. And lastly, the final thing is that I just cut up small tiny pieces of a wooden craft stick, and I just took the little pieces and sprinkled it across while that glue is still wet. We're just going to sprinkle that across to create little nuts. And so here's our banana split. And the very last thing that we do is just take some clippers and trim the wire so the cherry stem is the proper size. And there you have it, our little miniature banana split. I really enjoy putting this together. I do think that perhaps I might have a different idea to do the bowl. I think maybe if we just use even paper, and painted it silver. I really wanted to do the glass bowl, the see-through, but if you wanted to do a silver bowl, you could do that. It would probably be a lot easier. So I want to thank you for watching. I want to hear your ideas. How exactly would you do the bowl? I would love to hear from you. I love your comments so much, and for leaving a comment on the last video. We're going to officially welcome Jay Payne to the red carpet. Thank you so much for your comment. And again, I love hearing from you. I love your support. Thank you so much for watching the videos, for reaching out to me, and sending love. I had a great summer, guys. I've been doing some traveling, but now I'm back. So remember, it's more fun to make it.